All right, welcome to Old World Gaming. Another day in Dwarf Week, and it looks like another article has dropped. And I've just got a little bit distracted by the fact that that says Weta Workshop. They did the prosthetics and stuff for Lord of the Rings, didn't they? Anyway, that's been distracted. Right, Old World Almanac, old miniatures and new. Let's have a look and see what we've got today. Um, models. Great. Looks like they're going to tell us about some of these models. So I've not read this yet. Let's have a look and see what it says. The first wave of troops from the Dwarfen Mountain holds are mustering even now, preparing for pre-orders to open on Saturday. That is tomorrow. You can see 19th of July. So tomorrow is 20th of July. Obviously, you may well be watching this video after that. So that's what I mean by tomorrow, 20th of July. There we go. This week, we've already examined how they play and their story so far, so today we're taking a closer look at the new miniatures and a selection of returning classics. So I think they've probably showed us all of these before, but yeah, we're going to, I guess, get some more info on them. Dwarf Lords with Shield Bearers. This is so nice, and I will definitely be getting one. Yeah, really, really nice. I love it. And there's a third dwarf hiding behind the back. Now, I guess, so I've got Alric. Someone put that in the comments. Alric, the dwarf king with shield bearers, who's got two, but I guess you can just put him on a big base and count him as having three. Maybe his guys are just extra hard and between them get an extra attack or something. And I've also got the White Dwarf with Joseph Bugman and Gotrek holding him up. So getting this one, that'll be three. Imagine that, having three Dwarf Lords with shield bearers in your army. I think that's probably a bit overkill, but I mean, that could be a thing, couldn't it? They did used to have rules for the White Dwarf and Gotrek and Bugman, and they were a pretty hardcore crew. Anyway, never mind. Right, Dwarf Lords with Shield Bearers. All that to say, it's really, really nice. And, I mean, three, you can never have too many Dwarf Lords on shields, right? It's a nice big shield. Anyway, I believe that the new Lord in plastic is one of the prettiest models we've released in years. Agreed. I think it probably helps with the paint job and the fact that it's got not so much shiny gold on it. But yeah, they're really, really nice models. I love it. And he's got, I guess he's slayed a dragon at some point. Oh wait, there's different cloaks. This one's a fur cloak, this one's a dragon cloak. Ah yes, because you get one for each. And I guess you can have either of them standing on the shield. One on foot, one on shield. One mounted, foot and mounted. Anyway, I believe that the new Lord in plastic is one of the prettiest models we've released in years, says Danny. He's not wrong. This kit contains two multi-part, multi-option Dwarf Lords, one afoot and the other held aloft by three especially muscular shield bearers. The heads and weapons are interchangeable, and either one of them can stand atop the shield, which grants +3 wounds, making an already resolute dwarf absolutely immovable. Better yet, they're in modern plastic, demonstrating what's possible for the Warhammer, the Old World range, moving forwards. See these are good words. What's possible for the Warhammer Old World range, moving forwards, meaning there is more shiny stuff to come, and more stuff, more new things will be released, which is very good. Particularly as we saw in the last last article, that they're talking about ancient technologies being uncovered, and I've literally just noticed that this guy's left-handed. I was like, his shield's on the wrong side. Everybody else is right-handed. But there we go. Yeah, left-handed dwarf. Just pointing out. So great new stuff coming, and I mean they've given us new stuff in each army so far. Just trying to remember if there was any new orc. Oh yeah, there was. Yes, there was the orc shaman, and I feel like there was a black orc boss as well, wasn't there? Right. Okay. Yes. Anyway, I'm getting very distracted now. Okay, so Dwarf Thane with handgun and his Oathstone. Yeah, would I take a guy with a handgun? I don't know. Maybe Thane with a handgun. That is a bit. Oh, I love the fact that he's got an axe case to protect his protect the blade on his axe. That's a nice little touch. Very cool. Can he quickly whip that out? I guess if he puts his hand over his shoulder and pulls it up like that by the blade, get that out quite quick. But yeah, very nice touch. They are doing good little details on these. The resin Thane on an Oathstone has a very big gun, says Danny. His job is to join a unit of Thunderers and make them immune to panic with his Oathstone. There we go, that's his job. Would I put a Thane with an Oathstone in a unit of Thunderers? I don't know. I mean, Thunderers... So, in the video I did on how many points is the battalion, talked about the fact that Thunderers, with their heavy armor, and you can give them shields, are quite a decent combat unit. Something I missed is that they've downgraded them to weapon skill 3. So, yeah, whilst they are... they've got decent armor, and obviously they're toughness 4 because they're dwarves anyway, so they're a really solid unit, but they are weapon skill 3. So, I don't know, swings and roundabouts. You could make them a solid unit of troops that just stands there and shoots stuff until the enemy gets close and then forms ranks and either takes a charge or maybe charge in. But they don't have, so they're down a weapon skill. They don't have shield wall like the other warriors. So they're not as good, but I mean they're still pretty good. Anyway, you could chuck him in there if you're going to do that. Just saying. Okay, Master Rune of Slaying. Why are we being shown these? Let's see. Using the new Engineer's runes in the Arcane Journal, you can grant his gun the Master Rune of Slaying or the Master Rune of Bursting Flame, and he becomes an anti-monster or anti-infantry sniper. Master Rune of Slaying. Power held within this Master Rune has sent the likes of giants, trolls, and even dragons running forever. When making a roll to wound against an enemy whose troop type is Behemoth, with a weapon inscribed with this rune, a roll of 3+ is always a success, regardless of the target's toughness. In addition, a weapon inscribed with this rune gains multiple wounds, D3 special rule. So, always wounds on a 3+ with D3 wounds. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can we... They're not repeating handguns though, are they? Because that would be good. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we can do 3 wounds. Yeah, I mean it's not unreasonable, is it? I mean, if you're going to be shooting, shoot the rest of the unit at them as well. Master Rune of Bursting Flame. On contact with the enemy, the shot from weapons inscribed with this powerful rune explodes in a shower of burning fragments. If the roll to hit is successful, a weapon inscribed with this rune causes D3 hits to the target enemy unit rather than the usual one. There we go. That's the equivalent of the multiple shot. 2 D3 hits to the target enemy unit. Okay, fine. Yes, that is ridiculous. Can you have both of them? Master Rune of Slaying or the Master Rune of Burning Flame? Yeah, I haven't had a proper look. A proper look at how the runes work, but I think you can only put one Master Rune on an item. We always used to be able to anyway. So you can't have them both. But yeah, very good, very good. Great. Or anti-infantry. I mean, 2d3 hits. That's what, 2 to 6. 2 to 6 hits. Yeah, not bad. Ungrim Ironfist, the Slayer King of Karak Kadrin. Okay, so far this is a plastic, like your normal multi-part plastic jobby. It's interesting actually that they didn't give you a battle standard bearer. That would have made a lot of sense if they just put a standard in there to make a battle standard bearer with that guy. Never mind. And then this guy they said is resin. Okay, cool. And he's probably just a single piece. Is he could be a single piece? No. His Oathstone is going to be separate. His axe is going to be separate. At the very least. Maybe his arm and ears. These aren't ears. Wings on his head. Okay, and Ungrim Ironfist, the Slayer King of Karak Kadrin. Yeah. He's resin as well, isn't he, I think. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see, but it could probably be his horns and his mohawk. Maybe his axe. The stunning rendition of Ungrim Ironfist, the renowned Slayer King of Karak Kadrin, is a very different proposition to his earlier incarnation, which was sculpted in 1993. He's younger, prouder, brasher, more dynamic, and most importantly of all, shirtless, and like twice the height he used to be. But there we go. This is a young, vital king of the Slayerhold, committed to finding the through line between the burden of the Slayer vow that has dogged his bloodline for generations and the oath of kingship he is similarly bound to uphold. Oh, there he is! The old one. Okay. That, I don't know. Is that? I feel like that's not a true representation of how they fare next to each other. I think. Because this, I reckon he's loads taller. But we'll find out. We can see a photo of them actually sitting side by side rather than photoshopped next to each other. But yeah, I feel like he's loads taller. He's got a smaller head, but he's very taller. Very taller, much taller. Anyway, yep. I do. Oh, I'm trying to remember if I paint. I feel like I've at the very least I have base coated in black like 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't think I've painted him. And I also, sacrilegiously, I chopped his banner pole off because I was like, banner poles look stupid on people's backs. Same with all the Space Marines. Space Marines all used to come with banner poles on their backs, and I was like, these are stupid, and I'm chopping them all off. And I did. So there we go. So my one's got green stuff over the back where the banner pole should be. However, I do have a second one, so I probably will do one with a banner pole because I don't hate them as much as I used to. There we go. His King of the Slayerhold ability allows him various unique army composition options when he's taken as the general of a royal clan army of infamy. Mostly themed around Slayers and Doomseekers, though he can also join a unit of Hammerers. Interesting, he's a Slayer who can join a unit of Hammerers. Oh, does that mean he doesn't have the Loner ability? Wait, no. Slayer characters don't have the Loner ability. They have, I guess it's Slayer ability. That means they can only go in with Slayers. I can't remember. Alright, King of the Slayerhold, torn between his oath as a Slayer and his oaths as a king, Ungrim Ironfist leads armies of Slayers to battle alongside his own royal guard. Ungrim Ironfist may join a unit of Hammerers or a unit of Slayers, even though he doesn't have the Loner special rule. Yeah, there we go, it is Loner. A unit of Hammerers joined by Ungrim. He doesn't have Loner, yeah. A unit of Hammerers joined by Ungrim gains the immune to psychology and unbreakable special rules for as long as he remains with the unit. That is so cool. Like, unbreakable units are so hard. Yeah, and immune to psychology. That is a good unit. Unit of Hammerers. It's definitely worth putting him in a unit of Hammerers. To Slayers, I feel like Slayers are unbreakable already, right? So, to get an unbreakable unit of Hammerers, because Hammerers used to have stubborn, I mean, I'm thinking back to like 6th and 7th edition now. They used to have stubborn, which meant their leadership didn't change when they took break tests. But to make them unbreakable is even better. You don't have to take any break tests. So yeah, a very, very good ability. In addition, if Ungrim Ironfist is taken as the general of a royal clan army, Demon Slayers and Dragon Slayers may be taken as character choices. Are they not normally? Oh, I see. A royal clan army probably can't have Demon Slayers and Dragon Slayers as characters. 0 to 1 unit of Slayers per 1,000 points may be taken as a core choice. 0 to 4 Doomseekers per 1,000 points may be taken as special choices. Yeah, cool. Very good. There's your Slayer army then, isn't it? If ever you wanted one, it is back. Yeah, very cool. He has an astronomical weapon skill of 9, which combined with the Axe of Dargo means he's making 4 magical attacks each round at strength 6 with an AP of -3. He is, to be short, a menace. It doesn't tell us about his axe. 4 magical attacks each round at strength 6. Yeah, I guess it's a strength 6 weapon, magical weapon, with an AP of -3. Okay, there we go. 4 attacks. I mean, 4's alright. 4 attacks, strength 6, AP -3. I guess the fact that they're basically hitting on 2s, you can hit on 2s now if your weapon skill's over double your opponent's. Is that what it is? I think that's probably what it is. So he's more than likely hitting most enemies on 2s. So that's excellent. At strength 6, so wounding most enemies on 2s, and -3, which means, again, most enemies won't get an armor save. So he's basically killing 4 guys. Almost. Like, 3 guys is probably average, but yeah, a lot of the time he'll be killing 4 guys, which is pretty good. 4 decent guys as well. And Yeah, because you can be weapon skill 4, toughness 4, with a 4+ armor save, and he can still take you out on twos. Twos to hit, twos to wound, twos to wound. So yeah, very good. And obviously he's very good at killing monsters. Although he's probably got the Slayer rule anyway, so he'll be wounded on 4s. But the fact that he's strength 6, like I'm trying to remember, giants are toughness 5, so he's wounded giants on 3s. Giants toughness 5, strength 6, toughness 5. So yeah, very good, very good. Prince Ulther's Dragon Company. Now, I had no clue these guys existed until they showed us them in an article when they first told us the dwarves were coming out. Yeah, it must have been the oh, I've forgotten the event now. It's just gone off the top of my head. I don't know. It begins with A. Anyway, when they showed us the dwarves coming out, they showed us Prince Ulther's Dragon Company was coming back. So let's read this. From the entirely new to the extremely old. Yeah, they were like 2nd edition, I think, when I looked them up. We return to the most venerable made-to order in Warhammer history. Prince Ulther and his Dragon Company, who were originally sculpted for release in 1985. Prince Ulther happened because we like truly classic models, says JTY, and classics don't get much more venerable than this. We went looking for the old molds in the factory and then had new molds recut. It is very cool that they've got all these old molds. I remember when I worked for Games Workshop, they were doing a Spirit of Games Workshop thing with all staff who would go to they took us all to head office, like in batches, to Warhammer World, and they showed us around like heavy metal, the place where they make all the molds, the factory, where they used to call them trolls, where they went and picked all the metal bits, where the blister packs at the time were packed, the injection molding, all that kind of stuff. And they also took us to this storeroom, like at the back of the warehouse, which had all the old molds in, and yeah, it's just a room, a room in the warehouse that is like stacked floor to ceiling with molds on shelves. Yeah, I guess that's where they've been rummaging. So they're not lying when they said they can go through the old molds in the factory. It is a thing. So these are very cool. The Dragon Company can be used as Imperial Dwarf mercenaries in Warhammer the Old World, but these miniatures actually predate that law and have specific rules for them, for using them as a regiment of renown, which are included in the packaging. Ulther is an outcast, his hold has fallen, and he's out there in the world trying to regain the honour of his kin. Imperial Dwarfs can be taken as mercenaries in Dwarf and Mountain Holds armies, where they're essentially dwarf warriors with access to spears, or they can be hired by the Empire of Man armies, which is rooted in some of the older material from Warhammer Fantasy Battle with dwarf communities living and working in Imperial cities. The profile is deliberately flexible to allow players to use older metal miniatures or convert newer plastics. Yeah, interesting. I don't know, could you convert new plastic ones to have spears? Yeah, I mean, I feel like spear-armed troops are probably really good for dwarves. I can't remember what the. You know what? I've got the rulebook next to me. Fine. Let me have a quick look. No, even better. I can do better than that because I don't have the rulebook. Oh, can I? What I was going to say is I don't have the. Yeah, here it is. Dwarf Warriors, here we go. This is exactly what I was looking for. Dwarf Warriors. If you had a spear and you're a Dwarf Warrior, because you've only got one attack anyway, so you're not losing out anything there. It's not like you got 2 attacks or something. But then the guy in the second rank wouldn't have that anyway. Close to magic resistance, shield rule, resolute. Yeah, I mean, like if the rules are similar, spears are just better than axes, right? Strictly better. You don't get anything from having a hand weapon, so why would I not take a spear? So I feel like spear is going to be a really good option for dwarves. So well worth either getting some of the classic models with spears or trying to convert some. I don't know what spears are available these days that would look good on dwarves, but yeah, if you got some lying around in a bits box, worth having a play around with. Anyway, where were we? Yes, so you can convert them out of new plastics. It'd be interesting to see how much these guys cost. I was thinking the other day, I said the other day, could have been yesterday, about how much it cost me to buy my metal dwarves back in whenever they were released in for 6th edition. So I was this before I was working for Games Workshop. They would have been released like whether they came out in 2000 or 2001. No, maybe they might. I think dwarves were one of the first armies to be released in 6th edition. It was Orcs and Goblins and Empire came out first, but I feel like dwarves were hot on their heels as the next army to be released, if I recall correctly, which I may well not. But I bought 40 of the metal Ironbreakers that came out at the time, and it was mega expensive because they were like £7 for 3. It felt mega expensive at the time, but I really wanted Ironbreakers. It was £7 for 3 Ironbreakers, and so like a unit of 21 was whatever. What did I say? £7 for 3 dwarves. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 is 7 packs. 7 packs of dwarves. 7 times 7 is what? Is that 42? Something like that. Anyway, it was really expensive for 20 dwarves. I don't know why I'm trying to do maths off the top of my head. I've done this before on a previous video and it didn't go very well, and then I got comments afterwards saying your math sucks. I was like, yes, it does. Yes, it really does. But it was about 42 quid for 21 unit of 21 dwarves. Now, I don't know how much these guys are gonna be, but I feel like it's probably gonna be a bit more than that. Judging by what was it, the Orc big guns that they brought out, were they 30 quid for 5? Maybe they were 30 quid for 5. I hope these guys aren't 30 quid for 5. That would definitely put me off getting them. I'd really like to get these guys, but I don't want to pay 30 quid for 5 guys, I don't think. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what the rules are going to be like. I've got no idea how good they are. But I don't know, they're cool looking models. I'd quite like a nice named mercenary unit, Dogs of War unit. But yeah, let's hope they're not too expensive. Anyway, there we go. Moving on. Goblin Hewer. I love the Goblin Hewer. It was one of my favourite weapons after Storm of Chaos came out, and basically I've taken it in every game that I've played with my 6th and 7th edition Dwarf armies. It was an auto include because so the way it worked, do you get 2 of those? Maybe you do, or is that just one shown from 2 different angles? You only got one in the kit at the time, and you got Malachi McKyson, who created the Goblin Hewer in Storm of Chaos anyway. So, what was I saying? Yeah, the reason it was an auto-include was because it was kind of like a bolt thrower. I think it was like strength 4 AP 2 maybe. Yeah, I'm sure it had an additional AP. But when you shot at a unit, it did D3 hits per rank of the unit that it was shooting at, and was excellent. So yeah, it was definitely like an auto include. D3 strength 4 hits. So you shoot at a unit of, I don't know, any unit, like a unit of 20 guys, that's 4 ranks of 5 normally. That's 4D3, which is 4 to 12 hits, right? Yeah, 4 to 12 hits. And that's just loads. I don't. It felt really good anyway. But so I love the Goblin Hewer, and obviously if they've got more ranks. I mean, back in like 6th edition, you'd play people who had like zombie units that were just like 10 ranks deep for some weird reason, and like 5 guys wide, and so you'd be like, yeah, Goblin Hewer that. Anyway, it was very good. Right, let's see what it says here. The Goblin Hewer is another interesting unit, says JTY. It doesn't come with Malachi McKyson because he hasn't been born yet. But we delved into the lore and discovered that Malachi might not have invented everything he says he did. That's a nice little retcon. Good way around it. He's an amazing character, but many of these contractions, including blimps, zeppelins, and the Hewer, I like the fact that they've said that. I so hope blimps and zeppelins come out. I'm so definitely want dwarf blimps. Had already been developed. What's it say here? Where's the star? But don't expect to see any thunder barges cruising over your battlefields for the foreseeable future. Damn it. What'd you do that to me for? But for the foreseeable future, there's lots of things that may happen in the future. Anyway, that's just to curb my excitement, because I am excited. I might just make one anyway. I've definitely thought about making one. In fact, when I first started working in the Brighton store, they had a dwarf zeppelin on their display table. It was excellent. Yeah, I mean, I've been very tempted for a very long time, like 20 years or so, to try and recreate that and actually make one. And it may well happen. I've got lots of dwarf cannons that I could put on a zeppelin. Anyway, he may have refined or reinvented them, but they already existed in principle. The Goblin Hewer in particular had become quite a dishonourable weapon before Malachi's time, falling out of use until he struck upon the blueprints. Okay, so that's the official new approach to it. It was actually already caught up in patent disputes, even back in the world of legend. Seems to be something about an axe-tossing engine that makes young dwarf engineers want to claim I invented that. Very cool. All right, great. So they've retconned the Goblin Hewer, and I'm all for it. To be honest, I don't want to. I have one. I kind of have another one in a box. It was limited to one, but I do have another one. Don't even know why I've got to. Oh, I do know why I had to, because I was going to turn this into steam golems. Mentioned that in another video. Like you could definitely. Anyway, I don't need to do that. I could just make another Goblin Hewer. Assuming I'm allowed more than one Goblin Hewer. I feel like you are going to be allowed more than one Goblin Hewer now, and that's going to be cool. I don't even know what the rules are yet. Great. You'll be able to order most of these and many more dwarfs, including their Arcane Journal battalion box and many key units from tomorrow. Prince Ulther and his Dragon Company will be available to order on a made-to-order basis on the day of release. I'm assuming the day of release is not tomorrow. The day of release is like a week later, is it? So pre-order is tomorrow. Yes. And these guys are coming out a little bit later. That's how I read that anyway. Okay, finally, the Old World FAQ and errata documents have been given an update this week. The studio tweaked a few things to make them clearer, added some more questions and answers, and addressed a couple of typos that have crept in the work of nefarious goblins, no doubt. As the game continues to grow and evolve with future releases, we'll continue to release updates to the FAQ documents, answering people's questions, so please keep sending them in to oldworldfaq@gwplc.com. There we go. So I'm not looking at those in this video, but I may do another video looking at them. Yeah, very cool. Some exciting stuff coming, and I am all for it. The more dwarves we get, the better. So yeah, cool. All right, well that was interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.